The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Hope's emotional pitch to Thomas wants custody of Douglas. The bold and the beautiful spoilers tease that Hope Logan will finally come face to face with Thomas Forrester again. It has been a while since the two of them shared the same airspace, and for good reason. Thomas manipulated Hope into marrying him when he knew good and well that her daughter Beth Spencer was alive and in Steffi Forrester's home living as Phoebe Forrester. Since Hope found out about what Thomas did, she hasn't wanted to be around him at all. But now something important has come up that she'll want to discuss with Thomas, his son, Douglas Forrester. As B&B viewers know, Douglas has been living at the mansion and spending a lot of time in the cabin where Hope, Liam Spencer, and Beth live. Hope is head over heels in love with Douglas, and the feeling is mutual. And Douglas seems to be thriving as he spends more and more time with Hope and Liam. Hope has recently made the decision to do whatever they can to keep Thomas as far away from Douglas as possible. After Thomas' last impromptu visit with Douglas, the little boy wound up with anxiety and a stomachache, since Thomas berated him for telling on him about Beth to Hope and Liam. That was the last straw for Hope and Liam, who decided that it was time for them to protect Douglas in whatever way possible. Well, it looks like Hope will decide to appeal to Thomas directly as a first step. According to B&B spoilers, Hope will have a serious talk with Thomas, during which she makes an emotional pitch about Douglas. Chances are, this will be the beginning of Hope trying to convince Thomas to let Douglas live with her and Liam on a permanent basis. And the conversation might not go entirely well. After all, Thomas don't seem to have any intention of formally relinquishing custody of Douglas to anyone. The way he sees it, he is going through a rough patch right now, but he'll soon get back on his feet. According to B&B spoilers, he has got a plan in place to come back to Forrester Creations and regain his spot as a top designer there. And he is certainly not planning on letting the Logans raise his son in the long term. That will be completely unacceptable to him. It will be interesting to see how this conversation between Hope and Thomas goes. It might start out on the civil side, but once Thomas realizes that Hope is lobbying to keep Douglas permanently and cut him out of his son's life for good, he'll probably start fighting back hard. In fact, he might let Hope know in no uncertain terms that Douglas is his son, and that he alone will make the decisions about where Douglas lives and what happens with him. And this could be the beginning of a major custody fight for Douglas. Hope and Liam certainly aren't going to back down in their desire to protect Douglas from his father, and Thomas certainly isn't going to just relinquish